So you recently provided us with some pictures of yourself when you were younger.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna show you those now and learn a little bit more about you.
Oh, God.
Wow. I think I was about 9. I was raised by my grandparents, my great-grandparents actually, right? And we lived on a farm in Inkster, Michigan. We had an acre of land where the house was. Across the street we had 5 more acres. And my great-grandfather and I would plow the land with the horse, right? So I learned all our food came from there, but we'd go out and buy fish.
This is really an interesting picture. This was at a store called Weebolt's at the time, and it was a very exciting event because the Polaroid camera was going to be at the store, and they were going to take a picture and give you the picture immediately. And this was about 1950. 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. I'd have to look up when. Now, of course, you can just go, oh, I don't like that one, take another one. But the concept of getting a picture in a minute, as opposed to having to wait for the whole roll of film to get exposed, it was a big deal.
This is on, we lived on the 2nd floor and we had an outdoor porch. I was probably about 16 there, 17 there. I had attitude at that point, as you can see, with the dangling earrings, and the haircut was called the DA haircut. The leisure of being able to hang out in an ice cream parlor, that was our hangout. Listen to jukebox, put a nickel in and get a couple of songs on the jukebox. When rock and roll started, it was magic. Really was. I was in high school, it was difficult. My parents and I didn't get along, especially my dad and I. We fought all the time because, they could not possibly understand what it was to be a teenager since they went to work in Ireland at like 10. My mother went away to work on farms when she was 10 years old. Their life was much harder, but they were great parents. We just didn't understand each other, and that was, the sad part.
Working on the flight line. I was on the team that designed this aircraft. It's called the Boeing 777. I was traveling all over the world at this time. I was going to Paris a lot, London a lot. I studied geography and I had to make maps and stuff, and I wanted to see the world. So when I got with the airline, I decided to start traveling.
This was the summer of Woodstock. It was the summer of '69, and this is on the train. And we would take the train down to downtown Chicago, and we thought it was very exciting. And it was that feeling of, oh, I'm feeling very grown up. I'm going on the train without my parents, and it was a very exciting time. I loved being in college. I loved training to be a teacher. I was like, I'm on my way. It was very exciting. Stepping out on your own and making bad choices and that whole thing. Which we all go through.
This is when I got married. That's my daughter's father, Joe. We stayed married for a long time. We did separate many years later. But that was a nice day. It was a very nice day. We were both happy that day, although we both cried coming back down the aisle because we must have said to ourselves, what have we done?
I was about maybe 30, 35. I was watching my son grow up. He may have been 16 or 17, but he was tall as hell. When I talked to him, I'd look up, I said, man, sit down. He don't know why I'm telling him to sit down, because I don't want to look up at him like that. I said, sit down. And we would talk. So I had a good life right then, really, watching this kid grow.
Now, this is my teaching picture. This was a event put on by, I think it was Southern California Edison, and they were offering grants for teachers. So I wrote a grant to get some parent education going in my school. Teaching is the best job on the planet. It really is. You're never bored. You know that what you do every day is meaningful. And it's kind of hard to beat.
I ended up becoming a teacher for the New York City Board of Education. And this was at a dinner or something that we had. Kids were great. I loved the kids in general, much more than I loved the Board of Education, supervisors and whatnot. I kept in touch with some of them over the years, but it's a long time now. And I think of them at least weekly, if not daily. I think of certain students that I had and wishing them well and hoping that their lives improved.
So now, after briefly taking us through some of the parts of your life, what is it like for you being on Elders React and having so many people not only be impacted by your opinions, but also know that they are interested in your life and wanted a video like this made about you?
Well, I mean, I think it's good that people know who we are, our background. I think it's cool. I was in Tokyo at the airport, going to Bangkok, pushing the cart. This guy walked in front of me. He said, "Hey, you the guy. You the guy from Elders React. We love you in Japan. Let's do a selfie." It's okay. People know me, different places. That's interesting.
It's so flattering. Elders has brought so much into my life. I've been exposed to so many things that I never would have even known about. I hope that I bring to you the wisdom and the humor and the whatever that you guys bring to me. It makes me feel really loved. It's really a very nice feeling, you know, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling.
My grandson was the one that turned me on to Elders React and had me apply years ago. And that was thrilling that he and his friends were thrilled about it. They came here the first time with me and they were thrilled to meet Rafi and Ben. I mean, it was just the best thing that ever happened to them. One of them said, "I'll never wash my hands again," after he shook hands with them. I've been very lucky to be able to do this. Thank you. And thanks to anyone who at all listened to me or was interested in anything I had to say.